Hi everyone, my name is Sydney and today I'm going to be discussing City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. This is the fourth book in the Mortal Instruments series by her, and this apparently is a lot of people's least favorite book in this series, which is interesting because I actually really enjoyed this book. I highly recommend that you read this book, but most importantly, I highly recommend that you read this series. I have been loving reading this series. There's something about these characters that I feel so connected with them all, and every time I pick up a Cassandra Clare book, I've noticed just how excited I get. Being immersed within this world has just been amazing. Like, I honestly think that this series, this plot, her writing, it's all really fantastic. So I highly recommend that you pick up this series, pick up these books, and let me know what you think of them because I really love them. Anyway, I'm going to go into spoilers now. I do have a book talk on City of Bones, which is the first book in this series, if you'd like to check that out to know a bit more about what this story is all about. So yeah, I'm gonna go into spoilers. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. So, oh my gosh, within like the first couple pages, we find out that Simon is dating both Isabel and Maya. Oh my god. Reading that, I couldn't stop laughing, but I was also like, oh my god, how does Simon have like the courage to date two women at the same time? Like, this doesn't sound like our Simon, right? Like, what's going on here? The whole thing was actually really entertaining. But near the end of this book, oh my goodness, I just wanted Simon to be with Isabel so bad. I think they're definitely like the ship that I am like craving for. There's something about Simon and Isabel that I just really love. So in this book, and Luke were meant to get married. I was a little bit disappointed that they never got married in this book. They never did. But I assume that in the next book they will, and I have a feeling that something is going to go down. I have a feeling that within the marriage ceremony something's going to happen. Someone might die. Sebastian might arrive. I don't know. I just have a feeling the marriage ceremony is just going to be one big mess. I don't know. Let's see if that happens. Okay, so something I didn't talk about in my Clockwork Angel video was the addition of a new character, Camille Belcourt. So Camille is a vampire and she is the head of the Manhattan clan. And I actually really like Camille. So something that I didn't talk about was the fact that Camille in the past was dating Magnus Bane. I don't know why I didn't talk about that in my other video, but I'm going to talk about it here. I thought that Cassandra Clare adding that in to the story was incredibly beautiful, because it highlighted how Magnus is actually bi. He's not just gay, he's bi. And that is a massive topic that a lot of people don't usually put into their books, especially in fantasy. We don't really read about the sexuality orientation of our characters. It's not really something that is discussed. Magnus Bane is one of my favorite characters. His relationship with Alec is just love it. But I just thought it was so interesting to find another layer to him, that he dated Camille in the past. Throughout this book, we get an insight into Magnus Bane, how he is immortal. He's going to live forever, just like vampires do. It's so interesting to read that it's like, because he lives forever, humans will die eventually, that once they do, it's like he has to continue to try and find a new life with someone else. But at this point in time, he really loves Alec, and there hasn't been anyone else like Alec. There's something about their relationship that is just so beautiful, and I just really liked the addition of Camille, and I really like Camille. There's something about her that really interests me, and I really liked at the beginning of this book that she reached out to Simon. I kind of wish that more happened there between them two. But yeah, Camille is really badass. I really like her, but I'm also like confused whether she is good or bad. I have a feeling that she's good because she's on Magnus's side. Even if she's not, she's a cool character. I really like her. Okay, so something I was so happy about happened on page 133. I thought that Valentine had killed off all of the Silent Brothers. So when they mention the Silent Brothers again, and that some are still alive, I was reading it like, what? Because I love the Silent Brothers. Like, I don't think you understand how much I love them. I think they are such cool characters. They have such a good backstory, and they just make the story so entertaining. While Valentine did kill some of them, he didn't kill all of them. There are still some that are here, but there aren't many left. So I am so happy that we still have some Silent Brothers. It's really weird. I really want Cassandra Clare to make a series about the Silent Brothers. I don't think she's ever going to do that, but that series would be awesome. Another character we are introduced to is Kyle, otherwise known as Jordan Meyer's ex-boyfriend. Oh my god, that plot twist. It kind of annoyed me. I'm going to be honest, it kind of annoyed me because Cassandra Clare, bloody hell, she likes to twist with us by us meeting a character and that character having a name, which then ends up being transformed to something else. For example, Sebastian turned into Jonathan. Kyle turned into Jordan. But anyway, moving on. So we first meet Kyle as this new character, and it's really interesting because there is a hint as to who he is. At the very beginning, Simon is telling Luke about him, saying that he has these plants outside that have silver stuff on them. As I was reading that part, it says Luke frowned, and I had a moment of, yeah, he's gonna be a werewolf. He's gonna be something. So it was really interesting that we did find out later on that Kyle is a werewolf. But I love that the scene where we find out was based off Jace knowing. Like, Simon had no freaking clue. But yeah, I actually really like Maya and Jordan together. They really explained that whole spiel that it wasn't his fault. It was the first time that he changed into a werewolf. He wasn't able to control himself. And then he was taken away, so he wasn't able to tell Maya that he was really sorry and explain himself. So the whole thing between Jace having dreams about killing Clary was just something else. That was really crazy. And the scene where he is about to, you know, get a little bit more with the real Clary, he gets out his stiletto or he gets out a knife. Oh my god, I was freaking out because I had no idea that it was a dream, that section. I had no idea that that was a little dream. So I freaked out a bit. But, oh my god, I can't believe that it's all on Clary. The fact that she brought him back to life and that they didn't tell anyone. So they completely ruined the fact that when a shadow hunter is born, they need to do all these rituals. They need to go through all these rituals to make sure that they are protected. And so unfortunately Jace was completely not protected, and now he's got a rune which is combined with his brother, Sebastian. So I don't know what is going to happen there, but I have a feeling that they are going to go to the Queen of Sealy because Clary's got that bell necklace thing. So I have a feeling they're going to ask her for help to remove his rune or to somehow get rid of Sebastian. I have a feeling they're going to need her help. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen there. But yeah, that whole ending was insane. Meeting Lilith, the demon, and finding out about the babies and the fact that they needed Simon's blood, they needed Simon to bring Sebastian back to life. It was intense, and I felt so bad for Simon that he he had to bite, you know, a dead human. He had to perform that ritual in front of Clary and Jace. That was horrific. So something else major that happened in this book was Simon feeding on his first human, which was Marine. That scene was freaking crazy because reading it, you could tell that he was ready. You could tell that the fact that he wasn't having enough blood, he was starting to deteriorate or be dehydrated because he wasn't eating or drinking anything. I think everyone reading this would know that that was going to be the outcome, that he was going to have to feed on his first human. But that entire scene was intense. At the end of that chapter, there's a little bit of a quote back to what Camille said to Simon, saying that you'll never forget the first person you feed on. Crazy addition was Lilith the demon. The fact that she was the one who turned Sebastian when he was young into what he is now, and how she's trying to make more of him. The fact that she makes Simon give Sebastian his blood to bring him back from the dead. The fact that he has a rune on his chest, and how she possessed Jace to also have that rune on his chest. So now they are like binded together. I wonder what's going to happen there, because at the end of this book it seemed as if Sebastian was able to talk to Jace and control him. So if Sebastian has that power to control his brother, does that mean Jace has the power to control Sebastian the other way around? I was praying that Simon wouldn't die because I had a feeling that Cassandra was about to kill him off. Another thing that I loved in this book was Simon's mark of Cain on his forehead. The fact that anyone just comes, tries to kill him, whoop, they're gone, they vanish, because the mark of Cain protects him. I love it so much. How Lilith couldn't actually hurt Simon, because if she like tried to, she would be poof, gone, and she was at the end. That was so good. So yeah, that was City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare, and I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I do think that there were a few little things that were a little bit annoying. I mean, just towards Kyle being Jordan, that name switch again. I don't know, I think Cassandra needs to be a little bit more creative in not doing that so much. And also, sometimes I find it really annoying between Jace and Clary how Jace keeps reacting with her, how he keeps like distancing himself from her. I really enjoyed this book, and I think it was because there was so much involvement of Simon in this, and I love Simon. I've loved Simon since book 1, which interested a lot of people. There was someone I was talking to on Instagram who said, what, you liked Simon already in the first book? What? No one liked Simon in the first book. So I did, and I really loved his involvement in this book, his the plots and everything that was happening with Camille, and everything was just super entertaining for me, and I really liked getting more information towards the vampire section of the story, rather than completely focusing on like just the shadow hunters, or you know, just one piece of it. Cassandra never lets us down in producing action-packed stories with fantastic characters, so I really enjoyed this book. But yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. But anyway, I'm going to go. It was lovely to chat with you all. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed this book. I'll see you guys next time, as usual. Bye!